Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's over. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Korner Booth Podcast. Happy belated Veterans Day to all those who served our country. Shout out to, of course, to our friend of the show, our boy Big Hector. Semper Fi, my friend. And to all those still stationed around the globe, we appreciate your service and your sacrifice for this great country. All righty. Also, a little announcement that I've been hiding from everyone. This week is our 6-year anniversary of the show. So, yeah, the show's getting old. 6 years, man. It's crazy. But, yeah, so.
When dog years, we'd be seniors.
There you go. But, yeah, 6 years old this week. We'll do a little celebrating on what's it called? On
Thursday.
I can't talk. On Thursday. I feel like today there was so much to talk about. Obviously, with the CFB rankings drop in an hour. We've got obviously 6-pack. We're gonna do also do our first reveal of the fantasy football standings. Remember, winner gets 2 points, or 3 points. Second place gets 1 point or 2 points. And then maybe I don't. We won't do a punishment for last place. Seems like a cheap shot. Anyway, so we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be a good show. We also have to talk about obviously the title of today's episode, of course, is the Dallas Cowboys for once again just being the meme house that they always have been. Whether it's sunlight in receivers' eyes to the fact that their quarterback, their best option of winning a Super Bowl, doesn't even exist. But yeah, so we'll start off quickly. Last night's Monday Night Football game. My favorite moment was Tua throwing an interception and then trying to take the dude's legs out and getting kneed in the head. To quote our fellow Connecticut sports comedian, Benchwarmer Brand, he said, "Is Tua literally trying to get himself killed on primetime?" That's what he said. He literally was like, he's got to be stopped. This is getting ridiculous. And honestly, Matt, I'm kind of tempted to agree a little bit because I don't know if you saw the interception live like I did. I was in shock because I thought he died, and then I saw him pause back up. I'm like, either this dude put like some insulation inside of his noggin, or he's the luckiest dude on the planet.
I want to know the logic in all of this because, I mean, I respect maybe his fearlessness, I guess you could put it, but like you were turning into Jordan Reed 2.0. You got to think smarter. Like I wouldn't have even probably been upset if he did even just botched that tackle like every other quarterback that throws interception usually does.
Yeah.
But or if he did a George Pickens thing where he made a business decision. But which we all would have understood. We've all would have understood that one.
By the way, the George Pickens crash out montages on TikTok are my favorite trend right now because there's like 80 of them and they're just all the same, like 15, 20 highlights, but the remixing and the music is just so fun. I was trying to explain to my cousin who doesn't really watch Steelers football. He watches a couple Patriots games a year and some primetime. I tried to explain to him what George Pickens is as a human being. And yeah, it was very funny. But before we go any farther, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the fourth member of our team. He's a Philadelphia native. He is one of the funniest humans I know alive. Also has the nicest hair on the podcast. Sorry, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Melvin Doolipoff.
Yo. Gonna be I'm on the phonics tonight on the cell phone. Laptop's in the works. Got to clear the browser history. But
That's why we have incognito mode for.
Nate, that doesn't stop the viruses from getting downloaded. I hope you realize that.
Oh,
They got everything for me. Birthday,
Nate's broken
credit card.
innocence moment presented by.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm trading my identity.
So are you no longer like the Prince of Matt? What is it, Matt? The Prince
Nigerian Prince.
of Nigerian Prince.
Gutted. Off topic, college football gutted. Pro football on the moon.
On the moon.
There's no in between.
Chrissy, what did I tell you 3 weeks ago when you were like getting upset? Even though we won, we beat the Browns by like a punch kick. Like it was way too close. And what I tell you about a month ago, I said, listen, give it time. We're gelling.
Yeah,
We're gelling, baby.
I had to listen to the Back to the Future Sports Almanac, 1985 2000s edition.
I love I'm a keen observer of humans. Listen, I watch that. Dude, it's not rocket science. The fact of the matter is, the Eagles often struggled because they had new OC. Their first game was supposed to be a home game, was in freaking Brazil. Then after that, they had injury, loss. And then they get a bye week. They come back. They're a little rusty, obviously. But then they start kicking teams up and down the field.
My only test for this team is perform at a high level without AJ Brown, because they're
They
6
technically did against Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, dude.
But then again, that's a hard. Like, listen, the first place Viking, the second place, the wild card leading Vikings barely made it out of there alive.
I was just saying. I mean, look, numbers speak for themselves. For 6-0 with AJ Brown, not so hot without AJ Brown. So. There's a world where AJ Brown's not playing again. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Knock on my back.
I mean,
wall.
he's 100% healthy, so I don't know what it's.
I know.
Yeah, but listen, there's a lot of teams. If you take out their best offensive weapon or second best offensive weapon, that they're screwed. It's how football is. This is why
there's teams who don't have that issue and still can perform at a high level. So I don't really count. I don't throw that in the excuse book. You got the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got.
I will throw this: the Chiefs have
Ravens.
The Ravens have 80,000 weapons. That's the problem. There's more weapons on that offense than there is in a gun nuts arsenal. The thing is with the Ravens is that they lean on X weapon here, X weapon there. When they didn't have an elite running game, you saw what happened in the playoffs. They lost. That is their A.J. Brown. When you go to the Chiefs, their best weapon is the fact that Travis Kelce is going to occupy at least 2 receiver defensive backs. You look at every tape. The reason he had such a horrible first 5 weeks of the season, he was getting bracketed and then the safety coverage. He was not open. So that's why Mahomes just wouldn't risk the interception. So he just kept throwing different guys that run the football. Also, Mahomes has been terrible this year. They are the luckiest undefeated team I've ever seen in my life. They give the New England Patriots, they smoke them out of the water when it comes to luck and good bounces. But no, I do see your point. I would love to see them perform better without A.J. Brown. I honestly don't want to even have that scenario pop up, but I do see your skepticism. I will say this, though. The defense gets better and better every damn week. We made a couple of blunders. The Cowboys got bailed out by a couple of we'll talk about Eagles Cowboys right now because honestly, I don't really want to talk about Chargers Dolphins anymore. Neither team's making the playoffs. There were a couple plays where, the defense had a lapse in judgment or coverage or whatever. And I also noticed a lot of just kind of brain farts, dumb penalties that kept Dallas in drives. But then they made up for it. And so they were swarming, causing turnovers. And to be honest with you, this is what they should have done because they're playing Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. So good job, Eagles. You did your job. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. I'm not like everyone else, losing their mind. I'm like, we should have beaten them by at least 28. That's the point. But I digress.
They played well. They play well. Going back to what I'm saying too is they played pretty well. Coordinators seem to figure out, what they're doing. players seem to know the scheme now, which is great. Also, this defense has been a top 5 defense for the past 3 weeks, almost 4. Offense is clicking, which is great. I mean, there's really no complaints on my end. The only thing I was saying about the A.J. Brown thing is, like, they showed the stat during the game, the with and without A.J. Brown and what Hurts can do. And it's all going to come down to Hurts at the end of the day. If Hurts can perform at a high level, then this team's in a good spot. I don't have much to say for the Eagles because the Cowboys are not really battling the Eagles or the division. They're kind of battling the sun from the stadium. So I'll let Jerry's World figure that one out. Cowboys are a really bad football team, and I don't know what the issue is.
Jerry's losing his marbles. But folks, I just step away for a minute. Nate and Chris and Nate will continue. I'll be back in 5. But take over, fellas, and back momentarily.
2 Nates and a Chris.
Oh God.
2 Nates and a Chris. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I said.
3 guys, 1 cup. No, I'm just playing.
Well, when you
if one drops out, one steps up.
I don't have the penalty box authority.
I did want to ask you guys about LSU, man. I know you guys had a rough Saturday, watching that game, and it has to be addressed, So this is a rant session for the both of you. Your thoughts on the game. I know it didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but I feel like it was much worse than that. In that just the offense made key mistakes, when it mattered the most, and defensively, you guys just couldn't stop Milroe. So what happened in your guys' opinion? And I mean, there's no shot at the playoffs now. So what is there to look forward to towards the rest of the season?
Maddie, you want to shoot first? You want me to? We talked about it, but go ahead.
I think I feel worse for the live Tiger because he was woken up and disturbed and just, was transported away from his home to the stadium to give everybody a big cheer. And just for the performance that they put up, I mean, that guy should be embarrassed, and that's not even his fault. But I think watching this team this whole year wasn't a playoff team, but you just kind of had that hope that they were just going to get it done. They were going to beat Bama. Obviously, I always have optimism for my team. I always believe any given Sunday, any given Saturday, you can get it done. But that game in general was terrible. It was like watching the Jets Cardinals game. It was horrendous. Like, this team had a terrible preparation, terrible game plan. I don't know how many wide receiver screens I saw on 3rd down that just failed. It was just awful game plan, like offensive game plan, terrible 3rd down calls. And everything that Chris and I talked about that they needed to do defensively, they did the opposite of, and they got burned. We said you got to bottle up Jalen Milroe. You got to stuff him. You got to keep him in the pocket. You got to contain him. Don't let him use his legs. Take control of the run game. And I believe I texted Chris. I think there were 6 total touchdowns. 4 of them were from like Milroe, and 2 of them were from the other running back. So they did the exact opposite of what we said, which was contain the quarterback, don't let him use his legs, and just stop the run game. And they couldn't. He didn't even have to throw against them to beat him. They just ran the entire game pretty much. But I mean, it was just a horrendous performance, and it was just we were just outcoached, outplayed, outperformed, everything.
Yeah, I mainly agree. I piggyback off that. We didn't lose. We got smoked.
Yeah.
We got smoked, and the vibes were there the whole day. College game day, McAfee and the crew came down to town. Came down to the Bayou. We had Libby Dunn, Paul Skeens as guests. I mean, the whole day was Tiger-filled leading up to the game. And then just Alabama roll. We got tied. Like, they say Death Valley is the hardest place to play in college football. That place was quiet as a mouse by the end of the first quarter. I've never seen anything like it. The team just did not have a plan. We came out of a bye with nothing. Offense looked terrible. The defense couldn't contain Milroe. I was high on Nussmeier. I don't know where I'm at on Nussmeier at this point because the guy just does not believe in a check down pass. He almost thrown, I think, 4 picks in that game. I knew the game was over. I knew the game was over when we stopped them on fourth down, and it was like 14-7 or 21-7. I forget what the score was at that point. I think it was 1 or 2 score game, and then we fumbled. Nussmeier fumbled right after that. I don't know if I texted Maddie or I just thought about it myself. I'm like, that's it. We lost. Like, there's no coming back from that. The stadium just got – you had all that momentum, and then it just got sucked away, dude. It was drastic. I can't believe I think Brian Kelly walked over to the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, and he's like, what the hell are you doing? So, I mean, Brian Kelly's a bum too, so I will say that. I still hate the dude, but we're still locked in with him for some reason. He's good at recruiting. I'm kind of sick of this narrative of like he's such a good coach. Yeah, he has an impressive winning streak in college. What has he done? He's won a Division II championship. He's coached at Cincinnati, Notre Dame, LSU. The guy hasn't done a thing. The guy has not done a thing that has impressed me in his 3-year tenure here. And people are asking, is it the personnel, the coaching? Is it the roster, you guys? The roster just not competitive to win in the SEC? But didn't we win the SEC with Jaden Daniels? Did we win the division? Like, did we win the conference? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with this team because the defense stinks. I can already throw that off the bat. They stink. We knew that coming in. Nussmeier blows. Nussmeier just loves to throw the ball 40 yards down the field and not scrape it for a 5-10 yard pass and move the chains. You know, that's how Alabama moved the ball the entire game. Move the chains. Not 40-yard pass. Not the Brian Kelly offense. 2-yard rush, bomb, first down, 2-yard rush, bomb, first. Like, it's the same pattern of plays. It's so predictable that I was actually reciting the plays. I was watching a game with my dad. My dad's an Alabama fan. It was an atrocious night for me. I actually told him what Brian Kelly was going to run on one drive, and then they turned the ball over, and I'm like, yep, that's it. So congratulations to Alabama. I hate every fan associated with Alabama, except a few tied in with belly up and then outside of here. But they're all my Mount Rushmore of fans I do not like, along with Knicks fans. We'll get to that another time. But, yeah, we got our ass kicked, and it was not good, and I went to bed throwing up. It was disgusting. So that's my LSU rant. I'm done.
As somebody whose team also lost on Saturday, and the only thing I'll say about that game is Miami gave up over 300 yards rushing. The fact that our defense coordinator, his job is very much in jeopardy as they go into the bye week. Cam Ward got a little reckless and it backfired. Honestly, Miami should have adjusted better. But on the LSU front, I watched the game pretty
7.9 million viewers, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Never really – it looked like you guys never really had a fight in you. It looked like you guys were kind of just hanging in for a little bit and then just got absolutely clocked.
Well, I was telling them, and you weren't here for this.
Trying to watch while I was doing what I was doing, but I missed most of it.
You didn't miss anything.
The minute – yeah, you the only thing you caught was a bad game. Terrible game. But I knew the game was over. I was telling them I knew the game was over when we stopped them on fourth down. It was like 21-7, I think, at that point. And then Nussmeier just fumbled. And then that was it. We had all the momentum and then just got sucked. That was it. It
felt like that happened a lot, though. Like, I just felt like we were texting back and forth. And as soon as we get the ball back and we're like, finally, within 3 seconds, we were texting each other like, what the hell was that? Now it's just a fumble, interception in the red zone or whatever it was. It's just, it was like anything.
Dude, the amount of text I got over the weekend was sickening. It was like people I haven't even talked to in 5 years. Like, people from high school text me, what's up, your Tigers, bro? Like, John from chemistry, what the hell are you texting me for?
John from chemistry?
Like,
it's okay. I got a couple of texts about my Hurricanes, but
dude, I got more condolences about LSU than like my dog that died like 10 years ago when he ate like a batch of crayons. I was like, I had half the people were making fun of me, which I know I'm a college football loser. We're never going to see an LSU 2019 team again in our lives. So I'm going to just write that on my grave. 2019 winner, but I'll never feel happy again in college football. It just that sucked. It's like, you're right, Jared. Like the other 100 times you're right, because you're usually right on things. And I do credit you for it. We were just not there. We were not a football team there. We were not good. This team didn't even look. They looked like a high school varsity team against Alabama.
RC Graveyard actually had a comment for us. He was wondering what is with the propped up rankings of the Big Ten. And I actually I had to look into this now because I never look at the rankings like that. Ohio State at 2. I give it. Oregon 1, yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't like Penn State at 4. Iowa at 5, they're unproven. I mean, Illinois at 5, they're unproven to me.
Who's 3?
3 is Texas. But they're not Big Ten.
Yeah, yeah, what's up with that? Welcome.
I guess this point has merit about Penn State and Illinois and Indiana. I mean, Indiana's fun. They have a great team. They're undefeated. But
they beat Michigan, right? Who they beat?
They mollywopped Michigan. But then again, that's not a good win.
You're supposed to beat Michigan.
That's like somebody beating Clemson last year. It's not really impressive. It's just kind of you just did it. But
yeah.
Honestly, I'm impressed with the amount of Big 12 teams that are in the rankings this year. That's what's like crazy. But I will thank you for commenting, my friend. But the thing is, I get Ohio State and Oregon. That makes a lot of sense. 2 of the best teams in the country. And Ohio State's 1 loss is to the number 1 seed, Oregon, who is the clear best team in the country. So I think Penn State will get humbled eventually.
Penn State's going to make the playoffs and just get whopped by.
They're going to play like a Miami or a Colorado or
it's going to be a whopping
and just get absolutely rolled.
It's going to be a whopping. Like I think
they can't keep up with teams scoring.
I'll tell you one good thing about the 12-man playoff team rankings for college football this year.
Yeah,
it's now going to expose James Franklin so much that people give him like this satisfaction, like, oh, you're not the best team in the Big Ten. You didn't make the top 4 for the playoffs. Cool. Now he's going to make the playoffs probably
and get
top 12 and then just get a whopping. Like he's done.
I'm actually looking forward because I think the rankings drop in 28 minutes or whatever it is. My big beef is how the hell my Hurricanes dropped to 12 behind 2 lost teams like Georgia, Ole Miss, and Bama. And teams like BYU haven't played anybody.
I think
we lost by 5 points to a team that is not bad.
I'll tell you. I think what they do with the rankings, and I'm not saying anything with you guys, but I think they throw teams higher with an SEC schedule higher because they have more competitive teams that they play. Not every week, but every other week. And I'm not discrediting Miami. Miami's been amazing, but I think that's what they look at, and which that I don't agree with because like it's kind of
the SEC dominance is starting to kind of. Yeah, they added Texas, but technically right now the best conference in college football is the Big Ten.
Yeah, because I mean they're coming off the national.
3 teams ranked in the top 8. 4 teams ranked in the top 8. Kind of trash.
I think it's going to go back to the SEC this year, the national championship, but that's just my opinion.
Who's going to win?
Dude, I hate saying it, dude, but
it ain't Alabama. It ain't Georgia.
I mean, you don't. I don't. I mean, here's the thing. Is there a clear cut? I mean, Ohio. I mean, Oregon's pretty good.
Oregon. I would take Ohio State over Alabama or Georgia right now.
I don't know about that.
Dude, Georgia, those teams look so flawed.
Dude. I mean,
yeah,
look,
maybe I don't know, Chris. Maybe it's just because I didn't have to go through the literal ass whooping you guys had to go through on Saturday. But watching that game as an outside observer, my opening reaction was, "Holy crap, LSU's badly coached." It wasn't, "Holy crap, Alabama's a wagon." That game you guys lost. They didn't win. You guys just came out and just were swinging like fairy dust instead of throwing punches, and they whooped you up and down the field. And I think this is maybe the game that frees you from Ryan Kelly.
No, it's not. We're locked in with them.
I will say this though.
He's like a mole that just doesn't go away.
The only clear cut team that I think has like a top 4 spot locked is Oregon, because nobody's touching them. But Ohio State's great, Miami's great, Texas is great.
Texas.
I think we got way too early on Texas. We dug out way too early on.
I like Texas a lot. I do. But the only team they played this year was Georgia, and they got their ass kicked.
You know what? Honestly, I watched that game snap for snap just like you did. I was trying to explain this to Nate why Quinn Ewers is a great quarterback. And here's the problem. That game, the Georgia pass rush had the game of their lives. I guarantee they'll never play a game like that again. I don't know what
the defense showed up. They had to remind them that they got dogs.
Listen, it wasn't the secondary. It wasn't the linebacker. It was those 2 edge rushers. They were in the backfield every other play, and it was incredible. They were getting a lot of those so my biggest thing, I guess this is one thing I'll kind of finish on this point, and we'll kind of move on to talking the rest of the NFL ball.
I gotta when you're done. Okay, I got a question for Maddie right after you're done, and then
all right. The biggest, I want to see Texas play somebody legitimate again, but the other shoe to drop in that is Georgia beat them with the one thing Georgia had on them was they have 2 elite edge rushers, and the tackle play for Texas has not been great. I guarantee you line those 2 teams up again, Texas wins.
Carson Beck kind of stinks too.
Yeah, Carson Beck is literally just that trust fund kid given a Lamborghini to not to crash.
Yeah, he's Jake
Fromm with a nice looking girlfriend. That is basically it.
Yeah, lucky. Well, he's got your woman.
Haley Cavender?
No. Actually, Jared dodged the bullet because ever since they've gotten together, both Cavender twins with their respective players in Beck.
I don't have a thing for the Cavender twins. What the hell you mean?
Oh well, I'm saying hypothetically.
Miami, so we thought those
hypothetically.
I mean, they're very attractive women who are great at business.
If we did like
it's admirable. I will give them that. They're good at what they do, which is making money.
If we did a chick draft, I think me and Maddie would just run the show.
We all get freaking canceled in about 20 minutes.
No, I'm talking about like sports wise.
Still.
I'm taking Annie from Jared for sure with my pick.
I mean, she got about a foot on you there, bud. Okay.
I'm just making sure she ain't yours. I'm just playing.
I'll just kill for her to come on this podcast.
And we're trying, man. She won't respond to me, bro.
Nate, we're not. Nate, that's us. That's us firing off the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys. Let's get maybe a little smaller school. Let's get a 2-star recruit instead of a 5-star. Okay. Yeah. We've graduated from Kennesaw State and we're up to Middle Tennessee State. We got to keep moving.
We were at a community college at one point.
Yeah, we were basically a JUCO. We're on our way up though. All right. And she's Ohio State, Oregon, Miami. Like we have to really pick our
top tier.
Wait, Chris, you got a question?
Yeah, what's your question, Chris?
So given that LSU is out and we got smoked, because I'm with you here, because we ride the college train together. Where are we headed next throughout the rest of the season?
Come on, don't be a boy.
We got. I'll support Jared.
Oh, like what? Who we gonna root for when the playoffs come?
Root for the rest of the year?
I gotta back Jared and take Miami. I gotta.
All right, so we're gonna be a U podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be a U.
Except for Nate with Big Cal.
Well,
guess who won this weekend? The Bears.
They did win.
The entire state of Florida lost.
One of the Bears.
Everything except the election.
Oh, right. You're right, Matt. One of the Bears.
All right. So yeah, we'll touch on the other games quick. Clemson outlasted Virginia Tech. That one was kind of disappointing. Florida got smoked by Texas. Ole Miss knocked off Georgia. Congratulations for those who called that game. Colorado handled business against Texas Tech. Thank God, Nate. Thank you for talking me out of picking Texas Tech. God bless you, lad. God bless you, lad. Tennessee held on against Mississippi State. Notre Dame committed a holy war on the Seminoles. That sounds really bad when you think about it. And then Alabama, of course, talked about kind of really roughed up LSU a little bit. That I missed on that one. Missouri outlasted Oklahoma. And last but not least, the Holy War, which was interesting because BYU got away with a win on a very, very, very controversial holding call on a last-second flag that gave BYU a shot to score. Kyle Whittingham was not happy about it. He talked about it on the press conference after the show. And you know what? A college coach actually goes after the refs and says they were cheated. You know the refs screwed up because usually college coaches have enough discipline not to do that. But
we also threw beer on the field. Forgot to mention that one.
You guys tried to pull a Texas, but like I think it only worked once. It only worked once.
There was more beers thrown back than thrown on the field. It's like they already scraped off the field within 2 minutes.
It's hilarious. All right.
Oh God,
boys. I am going to do something I haven't done in a few weeks because there was a lot of weird NFL games this weekend. We'll talk about all the big ones, but I haven't done my my minute and a half drive. So we're going to run through it real quick.
Before you do that, what do you think of RC Graveyard saying he wants to see Cam Ward in Carolina?
I'm okay with it. Anything but
the New York Giants. So he's fine with Carolina, but when it comes to fucking Giants.
First of all, no cursing. Second of all, Nate, it's not about how bad the Giants are.
The podcast,
it's because it's the Giants.
He bodied the podcast.
I see how bad it kills Chris and Matt to watch Jaden Daniels at a rival team.
Dude,
to me,
we got neighbors on the Giants too. It's not like
Chris is double dipping here. I have to live with like some backup Miami corner getting drafted by the Cowboys in the 5th round. Whatever.
I hate seeing Nate in the dumps. So I mean, it's
but also I don't think he's the right fit for them. I think the right fit for them is like a Shador or a Quinn Ewers.
All I have to worry
if you really
about
want me to be really mean, I'd say the best fit for them is Carson Beck because he'll be out of the league in 5 years anyway.
Yeah, they ain't paying that dude.
Yeah.
All I have to live through is Kayshon Boutte on the Patriots make the one catch that he doesn't drop against my team to win the game. That's the only thing I have to deal with it. LSU wise in that division. Besides Odell, that's just meaningless in Miami.
Yeah, we're
screwed. These real quick. All right, here we go. Start off Thursday Night Football. Jamar Chase dropping the first 50 bomber of the year. 60 fantasy points for some. I saw as high as 70 depending on how your league scoring went.
Dude,
but did not matter. Ravens won on a last-second no-call on a face mask. We're going to run through these quickly and we'll talk about it. All right. Eagles, Cowboys, we already talked about that butt whooping. Panthers, Giants in the World War II Revenge Bowl. Both teams were trying to lose that game, and the Giants just tried a little harder. All righty. Broncos, Chiefs. Of course, it comes down to a blocked freaking field goal. Only other way the Chiefs can win this. Steelers, Commanders, I think was the game of the weekend. Sensational game. They kept Jaden Daniels under 10 fantasy points for the first time all year. Wow. Vikings, Jags in the ugliest game of the weekend. This was worse than Giants and Panthers. Congratulations, guys. You're not the worst. 12-7 was the final. Sammy, Sling, and Darnold, I believe Matthew had how many interceptions?
He might be
4, I think. 3.
All on the goal line, too.
I'll get to Darnold, dude. He might be Pookie on the Talk To It podcast.
No wonder he sucked the last 3 weeks.
He might be Pookie, dude.
Get it? He sucked because, Talk To It. All right.
Get off. No, you're out. You're done.
It's my show.
Our show.
Dichotomy of power. All right.
Yeah.
Here we
power
go.
Structure.
Falcons, Saints. Coach Rizzy getting his first dub. I love it. Also, welcome back, MVS, my guy. kicking butt right now. I love it. This is so much fun to see him accelerating literally down the field. Derek Carr looked great. The Saints look like they did back 2 weeks ago. I mean, listen, they beat the Falcons, who are a mid-tier playoff team at best, but come on. All right. 49ers, Buccaneers. The Niners may have won, but they lost because, one, Baker Mayfield, the play of the year, a stiff arm throw to get a first down. And on top of that, we had Deebo Samuel punching a long snapper because Jake Moody could hit the broadside of a barn. All right, Bills, Colts. This is my upset pick. Yikes. Okay, moving on. Patriots, Bears. This game was terrible. Patriots won 19-3. Titans, Chargers in the backup in Jared's backup running backs bowl. More on that later. Chargers win. When the Chargers have both Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, they are a hard team to stop on offense. Justin Herbert had 2 rushing touchdowns. Incredible. Jets, Cardinals. Matt, I'm sorry. Lions, Texans. Maybe one of the best games of the year so far. Jake Bates with a 50-yard banger at the end of the game to win me not 1 but 2 games in fantasy this week in 2 different leagues. Gotta love it. Jared Goff 5 interceptions, yet the Texans still found a way to lose. Hopefully they turn it around this week. And of course, last night, the worst Monday night game I've watched in a while. Both teams were trying to lose. Just one team was better at it. Rams. Anyway, that is it, fellas. Let me know your thoughts. What's sticking out to you? What you want to talk about first, Chris? I've cut you off like 6 times. You're up. What do you got?
To be honest with you, I forget all of it.
The first one was something about Joe Burrow, Lamar, and the Ravens and Bengals.
Oh, yeah. I dropped 250 plus in fantasy. I won by...
in our league?
I won by 120.
Was it against me?
I think so.
Oh, my God.
I lost really badly.
It was a whomping.
I know I beat Nate, but it wasn't by much.
Dude, I might have...
Yeah, I beat Nate by...
Jim Moore
points.
blessed me with the first pick. I didn't let him... I'm not going to let him down.
Yeah, no. Technically, Jim Moore, Sr., gave you the first pick, and then had to explain to us football in dummy terms because Nate forgot to mention that we're a football podcast.
Yeah,
so I felt so bad because Coach Mora didn't have to go out of his way to give us that much of an analysis, but I completely forgot to realize. Nate probably didn't tell him we all cover football for our pod. That's like our job.
Dude, him explaining a snake draft is the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah. So by the way, here are the updated standings.
Maybe I need to just change
your boy Chris Packin Heat's in first place, 7-3. But who's right on his tail? That's your boy, Captain Jared.
Dude, look at the points for difference between first and second place here. Come on.
That's okay, buddy, because you know what? All that matters? Who wins the whole thing.
Oh, dude, it's going to be a whomping, dude. You're done.
Can't believe Tycon
Joe Burrow has to play like the Ravens with Chiefs or something.
Look at every time Joe Burrow runs his fingers through his hair, he's throwing for 400 plus. He did it pregame. I saw it.
Every time he runs his fingers through his hair, and Angel gets its wings.
Oh yeah. I might
Maddie,
get frosted tip.
You wanted to talk about in the game. I mean, obviously, you don't have to talk about your Jets. I don't want to put you through that again.
Oh man,
we know they suck.
Mondays is like therapy for me, so I just have to get it out. But
it's Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's Tuesday. I forgot. The Jets have been probably a portion of a laughing stock of the league amongst other franchises, probably 95% of its existence. This has to be the most embarrassing season thus far. Like, this definitely trumps like the 0-12 season or 0-9 season with Adam Gase before we went like 2-14 or wherever it was. This definitely tops that 90s year where we have the worst season statistically with Rich Kotite. This is the worst. This is worse than any other 4-12 season I've ever seen. To have this talent on this team and to be 3-7 is just an absolute embarrassment. And I rep the gear still because I'm just a schmuck, but it's just
loyalty goes a long way.
I don't know what was worse, just that performance, watching Sauce Gardner miss that tackle on a third down stop on Trey McBride, and then he hurdled the entire defense.
You could do this. Now hear me out. Now you could drop the Jets and pick up a second college team. It's a waiver wire pickup.
I'm gonna be Vanderbilt.
Dude, pick like somebody who just is like a dog in football.
I'm
South Carolina or something.
I'm gonna take Kennesaw State, but
yeah.
No, it's just an embarrassment of a season, embarrassment of a performance team. I even heard that apparently people are saying the NFL might encourage the Jets to go get John Gruden because that could persuade him to drop his lawsuit. And I'm like, last time I checked,
that is amazing. Please make that happen. I need to see John Gruden coaching the Jets so bad.
But like, you know, you thinking back on this history of this franchise, we have been a laughing stock for, like I said, like 95% of our existence. And the answer to all of our prayers is to bring in a guy that was fired maybe 3 or 4 years ago for racially insensitive emails, amongst other things, I believe. And we think that is a good culture change to bring to a joke of a franchise.
It's New York under the Trump administration. Perfect fit.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be like Rex Ryan 2.0 again. Like, we're probably going to bring him back. It's just insane.
I mean, listen, Rex Ryan, y'all went to 2 AFC championship games, and we're literally like field goals away from winning them.
The only thing that was wrong with, he had the discipline, he had the team playing hard, he had the defense. He just needed to hire a competent offensive coordinator, and he couldn't do it. That is the only thing that really hindered him. And also the general manager at the time was horrendous. But this team is just a dumpster fire, just fighting once again for another top 10 pick in the draft.
Dude, I would seriously look into drafting. I know it sounds obvious, but I don't know if you guys do it, but I would look into drafting a quarterback. I would just.
Oh no, I wouldn't be. I know we have Jordan Travis, but I would definitely not be opposed to using a first rounder on a high end quarterback who can. I'd love to see a scrambler.
Second rounder like Dylan Gabriel. Seriously, why not?
Yeah. I mean, if Rodgers comes back next year, and I'm not saying I'm pro or against it. I'm more pro he comes back if we draft somebody high so he can learn under him for 1 year. But
he doesn't
I'm
do
not
it.
opposed.
He's such like a piece of shit. Like
but talking on McAfee now, he's all about it.
That's getting into personal opinions. We don't have to take that about him. But
dude, he didn't even help. He didn't even help Jordan Love.
How do you know he didn't help Jordan Love? He obviously had to practice with him every day. That's just conjecture.
I know for a fact he didn't help out Jordan Love. He felt some type of way in Green Bay, and he wished his way out of there. All right, after they drafted a quarterback, because it was the same system when Favre and Rodgers were there.
I mean, Joe
Flacco didn't want to help Lamar Jackson, Chrissy.
Yeah, but he's a champion. There's a difference.
So is Rodgers.
Rodgers a loser, dude.
All right, I'm not winning. I'm not gonna even engage in this argument because you're just playing emotion at this point. All right, we're going back. One thing I really wanted to kind of touch on was we had a lot of games kind of like you saw. This is around the point you're starting to see the better teams are taking off. So I want to throw a quick shout out to the Chargers, the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Bills and Steelers for kind of winning in a way that kind of fits with their season, and kind of we're starting to see who the top 12 teams that are going to make the playoffs with those 2 last-minute entry kind of things. Like, I'm telling you right now, the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. So are the Ravens.
Do we think
so
the
are
Steelers
the 49ers, Bills,
Mm.
Chargers, Cardinals. Cardinals might be a sneaky wildcard team.
I don't. You guys are underestimating, and I'm not gonna say they're gonna make the offs, but Patriots been winning. They have some winnable games coming down the road, and they've been playing like.
Oh no, they're gonna finish
Pretty
like
well.
7. They're gonna finish 7-10. Like they're gonna be a decent like.
Yeah, like I think they're in good hands, dude. Caleb Williams stinks.
Thank you. It's almost like, gentlemen, I said he's the 3rd best quarterback in the draft at best, and everyone gave me weird looks. I had my rankings. You could go back and look at the draft show.
Duck Dynasty's right.
Jaden Daniels won. I said Drake may too.
He stinks, dude. DJ Moore physically walked off the field last week.
Well, they fired Shane Waldron today. First good step, I guess.
Yeah, I see.
What is it really?
I don't know. I don't know if it he's a rookie. So I mean, I guess it's a good move, but the Bears are notorious for firing coordinators and coaches. And they're also notorious. They're like a quarterback camp.
Oh my God. I just looked at the rest of the Bears schedule. Holy shit.
Dude, they were 4. I think they were 4-2. I think they lost 3 straight.
It's about to be a lot more. So I'm gonna let you know the Bears schedule.
Read it down the line.
All right, we're gonna go wins loss.
Next week we have the Packers.
Loss.
Week after that, Vikings.
Loss.
After that, Lions.
Loss.
Then we have San Francisco,
Loss.
Minnesota again, Detroit again,
Probably win.
Seattle fighting for a playoff berth,
Loss.
and Green Bay again.
They're gonna
I can see them splitting Minnesota and maybe beating Seattle, and I see a loss as the rest.
I don't see them beating. Yeah, they can split Minnesota because I think they're unraveling, but I don't see them knocking off Seattle, especially if they got to get in a shootout.
I think they beat the Packers once. I think they beat the Vikings once.
So I think that week 18, Packers are in the playoffs already.
Yeah, I think that's like a throwaway game. I think they win 2 out of the next. What's this? 8 here? I think they win 2 of the 8.
So you're thinking they can go 6-11, 7-9?
Holy crap!
Yeah, the Bears.
Woo! With that loaded receiving core.
The fact. Also, how do they have so many 10 a.m. games?
Well, Nate's
on the West
California.
Coast.
Nate's in
I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Morning football's crazy. Actually, I've experienced that. It's pretty alpha. But dude, the fact that they had like 3 primetime games already, and I think they have like 2 more. I think I just saw from that schedule.
Yeah, but those are going to get flexed unless they're Monday night.
They better be flexed out, dude, because if the Eagles got flexed out of 2 Sunday night games...
Oh, my God. It's driving me nuts. NBC has been pissing me off.
Dude, it's killing me. It's killing me, dude, because I look forward all day to the game.
Sunday night?
I don't care about a 4:30 game. I don't care what time the game is.
Yeah.
But I just hate when they do that, especially to a good team, because they're playing a bad team, because they want 2 good teams playing. But then you put like Jaden Daniels and not Jaden Daniels, but Caleb Williams and like Trevor Lawrence on like a primetime game. Like, how the hell do they deserve that?
So the good news is, Chris, we have a primetime game against the Commanders on Thursday. We'll obviously breaking that down in the Korner Booth pregame on Thursday. But then we get Eagles-Rams on Sunday Night Football if that doesn't get flexed. We better hope the Rams win this week or else we're screwed.
I think the Eagles-Ravens should be primetime. It's a 4:30 game.
I know. It's a 4:30 game on CBS, but CBS would fight tooth and nail to keep that as America's game of the week.
Exactly, dude, because like that's 2 MVP right now.
But then we get Eagles-Panthers. Eagles-Steelers should be a Sunday Night Football game. The Eagles-Commies again. Cowboys-Giants. Cowboys and Giants finish it off. So Eagles' schedule is not amazingly easy. It's kind of challenging because we still have the Commanders, Steelers.
Thanksgiving game though, right? The Cowboys Giants.
No, Cowboys Giants are our last 2 games. I was saying them back to back. We have the Cowboys week.
I know they do play on Thanksgiving against each other. People said I would probably Bogart football that day. I'm pretty sure they got some bad games on that day.
Oh, what, the last game? Oh, Thanksgiving? Yeah. No. So here's the problem. So I looked up the Thanksgiving schedule, and shout to once again me and Matt's boy Benchwarmer Brand. This dude said it perfectly. This is the most abysmal Thursday slate I've seen in a while. We have Lions, Bears. Oh my. We have Giants, Cowboys. So we get a possible Drew Lock versus Trey Lance Thanksgiving game. Oh boy,
dude! Why?
To win, we get Tua in the brain rot versus hopefully a healthy Jordan Love, if not Malik Willis.
Dude, why? And I hate the Cowboys, but I know they're they always play on Thanksgiving. But how the hell I've seen some bad Cowboy teams play on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell are they allowed to play on Thanksgiving with Trey Lance or Cooper Rush against who's the other team? Daniel Jones, the Giants.
The Giants, yeah. Okay. So
how the hell, Nate? I'm sorry.
And then I'm gonna play Tommy DeVito.
Are they allowed?
I want Tommy Cutlets. I'll be in his hometown,
dude. I'm I'm a Tommy Cutlets guy, and his agent is pretty freaking cool. but how the hell did they allow two of the worst teams in the NFC East play on Thanksgiving? Everybody eating turkey, you're with your family, you're enjoying your day, and like, oh, you want to watch football? Oh, who's playing tonight? Oh, no, it's the Giants and Cowboys. Oh, Dak and Daniel Jones? No, Cooper Rush and Daniel Jones. Oh, great.
Or Cooper Rush and Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Or same.
Oh, no, actually, no, I take that back. I will be sitting front row to watch Drew Lock.
I watch any game. Like, I watch the Panthers and Giants game. I'm a Chuba Hubbard fanatic. I have been like 10 leagues. But I didn't watch that game for the Giants. And I love you, Nate, but I didn't watch that game for the Giants. I watched it for fantasy aspects, but, dude, it's like they're throwing – this is like a World War III of a football game.
So
it's just going to be grit.
Every time I watch a game like this, because the NFL this year has just been awful at these predictions for what game is going to be good or bad.
Who does it? Who makes the call here? Is it Goodell?
It's got to be Goodell, or it's got to be the media office.
Whoever it is, dude, we got to go right to their office and we got to say something. Per Korner Booth, flex these games out.
Right?
Please. And I'm not even, I think even Giants and Cowboys fans don't even want to be
here's my thinking. I may have to, in the middle of my Thanksgiving dinner when Giants and Cowboys kicks off, go full Eric Cartman and yell, "Cripple fight!" Like, just absolutely lose it. And everyone knows that clip from South Park. And I love it's a thing now on TikTok where two bad teams play. But, like, so I have a weird theory because the Lions always play like crap on Thanksgiving, regardless of who they play, even when they're winning. So, I think, and also I have a weird theory that that Shane Waldron was part of the problem because he was trying to. So let me say this straight up. Caleb Williams has the most raw talent a first overall quarterback has had since like Wentz, like top 5 quarterback. When he just got absolute raw arm strength, mobility, speed, the whole thing. Like Caleb Williams has everything, maybe more than Wentz, more than Trevor Lawrence. I keep going down the line of all these quarterbacks who were drafted ahead of him for top 5, top 10, whatever. Wentz was a bad analogy. I should have said Lawrence. Anyway, we're going back to like Andrew Luck level, like physical talent. So, but what is his problem? He improvises too much, and his football IQ is not the highest. So, you dumb down the offense. Watch the Bears actually start doing that, and the Bears start winning games.
I agree. And I also throw in the aspect that he's a rookie and he's going to learn. And the thing is, like, I don't even hate Caleb Williams. Now I don't. Because then I got to watch him in Hard Knocks and I got to, watch him go his day by day, his routine, and how he is on and off the field. And I don't think he's a bad guy. And I think he's eventually going to be, pretty decent. I don't know how good of a quarterback he's going to be, but I think he's going to be, a good quarterback for the Bears. Decent. Yeah. The Bears, but I think, and we talked about this weeks ago, there was so much pressure going into this year for him. Like, number 1 pick, you got weapons, you got a good offense, the defense has been playing pretty well. There's no excuse for you to be bad, but then you got to look at the other side of logistics of how many, if not 95% of quarterbacks outside of a couple greats are rusty year one. It happens.
You know what's happening, and I thought about this, was let's look at some of the quarterbacks who are successful in the league, right? The only 2 outliers to me in the top 10 are, and they were bad. So like so I look at the top 10 best. Let's think about the consensus top 10. You've got Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar, Joey B, Josh Allen, Jared Goff,
Jordan Love.
But so to my point, Brock. Sorry, let's pause on that one.
It's Brock O'Clock.
It's never Brock O'Clock. All right,
5 minutes will be.
Let's start with the Jordan Loves, the Jalen Hurtses, and the Patrick Mahomes. All of them sat for, if not a half to almost a full year. Justin Herbert as well. Then you go to Justin Herbert only came in because they stabbed Tyrod in the chest. Then you have the guys who came in immediately but were terrible. Jared Goff was awful in 2016 for the Rams. Then you had Josh Allen was abysmal until year 3 when Brian Daboll, shout out to Brian Daboll, did wonders with him. This just shows how bad Daniel Jones is, that Brian Daboll could not fix Daniel Jones.
Dude, Giants.
This shows how bad. Josh Allen was unusable his first 2 years in Buffalo. He was Mose with an arm. Mose from The Office, by the way.
Also, him and Haley Steinfeld are expecting a baby. Sorry, Jared.
It's okay. I've moved on to bigger, better things.
That beer.
Yes, this is one of them, yeah.
But number one, I'll say, is like...
Oh, by the way, that video you're referring to, that was Josh's sister, not Haley's kid.
No?
No, it was Josh. That would be, yeah.
Dude, what a terrible setup, dude, because they're both in the chair. Josh is sitting on the chair, and Haley.
Yeah, but that's like Uncle Josh and Aunt Haley kind of thing.
Dude, now I'm full. Now I hate Josh Allen. Because
Josh Allen is living my dream. He wears my lucky number. He's playing football, quarterback for a football city.
He's your spirit animal.
Dude, Josh Allen is my spirit animal. He's literally the life I wanted to live as a 15-year-old. Are you kidding me?
There's your cat, some random IPA you saw at the liquor store today, and then Josh Allen.
One of my favorites. I was craving it, and I drove to the liquor store, and they had a couple, and I was like, hype as hell. Dogs and Boats by Bearded Brewing. Check them out.
But I'll say, I'm like, back to Caleb Williams. I think, and then you brought up a really good point there.
Mm-hmm.
I think mechanics are the biggest thing as a quarterback. You have to work on your mechanics, and you're right. He holds the ball for too long. Collinsworth said it on Sunday Night Football. You got, as a quarterback, you got to get the ball under 3 seconds out of your hands. Like he'll learn. So for Bears fans, I shouldn't be worried. It doesn't look good now, but it will look better come a few years down the line. It happens. I had one other point, not on the Bears, not on Caleb Williams. It was another football team. I think we brought up that I forget now.
This fool has started off 7-2 or better in his last 3 seasons of coaching. So, and I believe you're a Panthers fan, my friend, so you have no leg to stand on.
I will say this. I would love to meet one of those German Panther fans because I feel like they have so much wisdom.
Bro, I'm with you on that one. And my favorite part about...
I want to meet a European, Falcons fan.
My favorite part of those European games is just the random jerseys you see in the back.
The big guy with, a Mahomes jersey and a Vikings hat.
I just love whenever they go overseas in Europe, they always go crazy and sing, Sweet Caroline and then Country Roads.
I'm pretty sure they don't know any other songs. It's
okay though.
I feel like if I play discography of Journey, I think they'll be all over that. They'll be blasting "Don't Stop Believin'" in Wembley Stadium, which I should go pretty hard. We should do our top 5 stadium songs. I feel like that'd be a good fantasy poll.
We'll bring back the Korner Booth. We'll bring up the KB top 5 for Thursday. I kind of like that idea. All right, we are going to talk quickly about...
Go Cats. I like Panthers.
All right. So, I want to talk about a miracle upset this weekend, boys. No, it's not Georgia Tech. This is not... this is about a guy who had to start Noah Brown, Tajay Spears, Gus Edwards coming off an injury, and Dalton Schultz and Dallas Goedert. That was this guy's lineup. So... by the way, Nathan, go up to the top and show what my projected points were against one of the better teams. So I was predicted for a solid 105. This guy was predicted 150. I beat him by 5 points with my best possible lineup.
I saw that, dude.
Dude, unreal upset. I had already penciled this down as a loss when I realized how many guys. I tried to make 8 different trades at the deadline on Sunday. Nobody would pull the trigger.
You put it in the 6-pack?
No, this was
Would have
like,
been hell of an upset.
Yeah, right. This
You
was
could
my
have just
upset
put
pick.
my fantasy team.
Can I do that? Can I put my fantasy team as an upset pick?
We should like skip out on like an upset, like team upsets, and like throw like our 3-way tie.
Updated standings.
Hey, listen,
Still got that 9 point
I've
lead.
never improved in the distance between Maddie and me. It's always been a 9-point game.
I've been leading
Yeah, me
by
and
9
Nate had a
for,
good. Me and Nate actually did
weeks.
okay this week. We salvaged victory from the loss of the.
I
Thank you
had
for
one
talking
loss.
to Colorado.
I had one loss.
I got you, boss. All love,
lost.
baby.
If I had Buffalo, if I had the Buffaloes, it would have been a sweep. I had Ole Miss, they won. I picked those crumb bum Tigers. Never mind. Disregard what I'm saying. Maddie, you're up.
And I think we all got one NFL game wrong. I believe.
Wait, which one?
No, actually, no. I think we all swept NFL.
No, we
this week.
swept, dude. We took the 9. I took the 9.
Except all of us ate it on upset picks this week.
Dude, I was so big on Texas Tech too. Sorry. Shout out Nate's Buffs. But yeah, I got hosed. But I know Mad Dog was saying something.
All right, so Nate, also we should probably pull up the fantasy football standings. So right now, Matt is in first in the pick standings. Chris is in first in the fantasy football. I am in second in the fantasy, with Matt in third and Nate in fourth. And then in football, we have a 3-way tie for second between me, Nate, and Chris. So this week it's key, boys. The thing is, this is the problem. Matt usually has a bigger lead by now. And then that usually makes us make worse picks.
9-point games is the most dangerous lead in sports.
I thought it was a 2-goal lead.
Nah, I just made this one up.
Okay, we'll take our resident wild card, Chris, for that one. I'm waiting for. Listen, I'm getting a little irritated because I was like, oh, perfect. We'll talk about all the NFL games. The CFP rankings will drop by 7:30.
I will say this, because I know we're talking football. I think this podcast has to go on Stroud Watch.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to get worried about CJ Stroud.
Do we have a horn? Do we have like an air horn like Kelsey?
Yeah.
Arm? Can't hear it. Did you play it?
Yeah, I was playing it. Everyone else heard it.
Oh, my bad. I might just because I'm on the phone. Yeah, we're on Stroud Watch. Bad.
We're on Stroud Watch. This is
Hector. If you're listening, where do we go from here? Is Stroud the guy? Well, he probably is the guy, but I'll ask the question. Is he not the guy? What is going on? Is he a Nico Collins merchant? Is he only playing good when Nico Collins is there? So we can this is a
will be back next week.
No,
supposedly.
This is what I brought up with Jalen Hurts earlier. This is like Nico Collins is his AJ Brown. What are his numbers without Nico Collins and with Nico Collins?
I'm gonna counterpoint you though. Name a top 10 quarterback that doesn't have a Nico Collins or a AJ Brown.
Name a top 10 quarterback that doesn't have.
And I will raise you a weapon they need. Either
Josh Allen.
Okay. You got me there.
Boom. How many booms?
Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me pull this counterpoint out to you. His development, he had Stephon Diggs. He also now has Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper.
Dude, Amari Cooper hasn't played in 3 weeks.
1 week.
2 weeks. Actually, 2 weeks. I got him in fantasy. He hasn't played in
2 weeks.
Keon
I will say this, though.
You cannot call Keon Coleman's good. You cannot call
I'm not. Listen, I'm just saying Keon Coleman is the perfect fit for Josh Allen.
My cat just raised his head and looked at me when you
said, time out there. Pump the brakes there, Speedy.
All right, you can go back to bed, buddy.
Josh Allen.
I got Jared yapping at me right now. Go ahead, Jared. Spit it out.
All right, I'm done hearing him talk. He's going to have to listen from the background. All right, so here's my point. Josh Allen right now is considered widely the best quarterback in the league. Everyone's like Mahomes over like last couple of years, but right now Josh Allen is the top tier. Josh Allen also, with these games without Cooper and Keon Coleman, where they were actually beating teams a lot, they had their running backs back. They were able to win games. The Bills have struggled this year when they didn't have their weapons, or have only won by a possession or less. I'm going to leave that out there. That one's a little foggier, but yes, to your point, there is no ace in the hole this season yet. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Kirk Thuggins, Darnell Mooney, or Drake London. Take your pick. AJ Brown to Jalen Hurts. Keep throwing them at me, boys. I want to hear some quarterbacks.
Pat Mahomes is like another one.
Travis freaking Kelce. He takes away 3 defenders every snap. There's a reason guys are single covered. And then he had Tyreek Hill before that. It's null and void. Throw me another. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. There we go.
Jordan Love.
Christian Watson.
Dude,
Jaden Reed.
come on, dude. Come on. You're going to kick me out of the chat again? I already know.
No,
And
I'm not kicking you out of the chat again. Relax.
Power structure is getting a little hasty here. I feel like, Nate, I need kicking out access because Jared.
No, do not
Jared
give me access.
You've earned the boot a couple times, Bucko.
Technically, we all have access. If we log into StreamYard, we all have access to it.
All right, I'll just tell Mike and Blaine never to give him access.
I'm going to text Mike right now. Access now. He's like, for what? No,
Mike would give him the code just to do it.
Yeah. He's like, dude, who the hell are you? I'm like, dude, I've been here for a year.
But also, I wouldn't consider Jordan Love a top 10 quarterback. Just say.
I think he's back end top 10. Let me go through 10.
11 or 12.
Let me go. Okay, let me throw 10 at you. I'm gonna go no particular order. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Hurts. Let me think. It's kind of hard when you get thrown on the spot. Stroud. Okay, that's another one.
Goff.
Yeah, Goff. He's like back top 10 too.
I'd still take Goff over Jordan Love any day of the week, though.
Yeah, probably a good point there. Goff.
I think we might have to put Jane Daniels in there right now.
Terry.
Yeah, but I don't, dude. I think Love's 9 or 10, dude.
He's not. He's 11 or 12.
Name 2 guys right there. 2 guys.
All right. So we already talked. We already talked the big 5: Lamar, Jalen, Patrick, Josh, and
Burrow.
Yeah. So the big 5, right? And then we get into the next 5. Justin Herbert, I would definitely take over Jordan Love without question. CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Jared Goff.
Okay.
And to be dead honest with you, if he's healthy on any other roster in football, I would take Dak Prescott. And this is where you're starting to split hairs here. But I would take either Jaden Daniels or Kirk Cousins over Jordan Love. Because they won 2 games with Malik Willis. That was the killer for me because I had Jordan Love as a top 10 quarterback, and then they won 2 games against good teams with Malik Willis.
I love Jaden, but I'm not going to call him a top 10 quarterback through, especially the top 10 that's been in the league for over 5 years, and he's only played 8 games. I mean, he.
All right. Yeah, I can throw. I'll throw him out. You know who's having a better season than Jordan Love right now? Kyler Murray.
Okay, well, Kywan's healthy. He's good. But also, Jordan Love, unlike I might be wrong here. I might be wrong. Correct me. But is K1 won a playoff game?
I think they.
Love won 2.
I think they had that crazy year where they wound up. I think they were like they went 10-6 after being undefeated for a little bit. And I think they lost first round.
They lost first round. So Jordan Love has 1 playoff win. So
he was supposed to lose, and he hosed Dallas.
That Dallas, let's be honest, Chris, you and me both watched that same game. We know that Dallas team came out flat. But Jordan Love had on his own. He played a game. But listen, that was a lot of running the football and good defense by Green Bay. I will say, I'm trying to think. There's one other guy I'm missing, and it's killing me right now.
Jordan Love.
No, it's not Jordan Love. Stop it. Get some help. I would still take Kirk Cousins over him.
I'm thinking like Russell Wilson or
no. Honestly, but if you say 2 years ago, I'd say Stafford. I would, if you talked to me last year, I'd say Geno over him.
Now,
Purdy.
Right now, Purdy. Yeah, there it is.
No. Because I haven't called Purdy a top 10 quarterback like 20 minutes ago. You're like no.
Yeah, because we're at like 11 or 12, and I still have higher.
Okay, buddy. But we're talking about number 10. We're not talking about 11 and 12.
Okay, because that same poll that is posted had Jaden Daniels better than Jalen Hurts. So I put him in the top 10 of 10.
With that. Come on.
Oh, and Aaron freaking Rodgers, if we're doing consistency here.
Rodgers been in the league as long as fucking Yoda, dude. I mean, I know he's Matty's guy. Obviously, I think we need a new guy in New York. I think I'm going to talk to the GM, and I think I'm going to try to be the assistant GM. And
Chris has got some sway, so.
I got some leverage. I got a 13-year contract.
At highest, Jordan Love to me is 11.
Dude, that's how I know. That's how I know you don't want to admit he's top 10 when you throw him at 11, brother.
Fine, 12. I'll throw Cousins over him. I don't care.
Get out of here, dude. Dude, he had an unreal back half of the season last year.
Yeah, he had a hot streak of 8 games. So did Nick Foles, okay?
Well, actually, Nick Foles played well. We got
Nick Foles had an MVP season in 2013. Yes.
He got 2013, he's played 3 games.
2013, Nick Foles had a 27-2 season.
No, I meant 2018. I thought you said 2018.
2018, he played 6 games and was out of his mind because Carson's body was just broken.
Yeah, Carson. Also,
okay. I will say that, listen, we've had Fitzmagic had a 5-game stretch that defied logic. My problem with Jordan Love, and this is my problem, physical talent, he's top 5.
He almost beat
when he's healthy, he has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback. But he's not I hate admitting when this guy's right. My boy, Mr. Jeffrey Nunez, the architect and artist behind our intro music, said to me the best stat is availability. Jordan Love has missed a lot of games this year. And the problem is, and he's not always been on point. They've struggled against bad teams. I'm just saying, Jordan Love needs to be lights out for me for a couple of games, and I will happily put him in the top 10 because I know his potential is there.
When he's healthy again, he will be there because he's hurt.
I will take your word for it, but until that point, I would still put 3 or 4 quarterbacks ahead of him for the last 2 spots in the top 10. That's how I feel.
Fair enough.
Now, Daniel,
in the bag.
Get the hell out of here. Box him, Nate.
I'm trying to find where the hell is this CFB ranking, Nate? I'm getting ticked right now.
You're supposed. I think it doesn't come out for a little longer, boss.
I thought it was 7:30.
Nah, boss, it was 8:30. Honest, yeah, it was 8:30, boss.
Damn. All right. Well, whatever. CFB committee about to do because the AP poll did Miami bad, so double birds to the AP committee. 12. All right.
Okay.
All right. We covered my upset of the century. We covered CFB standings. I think we covered everything, boys. What an efficient show today.
Yeah, that was pretty good, dude. That felt pretty healthy.
And we argued for about 20 minutes of it.
That's what people want to see.
All righty. So, anything else you guys want to talk about before we roll out of here and get ready for Thursday's show?
I feel like me and you ate like a big chunk of the show, and I'm pretty full of yelling at you. So I think Maddie, Nate, I know they got some spice, or if they don't got some spice on them right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if Matt's got any points.
I know Matt's.
I don't have really points. I have a bold prediction for you.
Okay.
Based off of how I've seen this team's defense play this year, based off of how I've seen their quarterback play in the last couple of games and just the resurgence in his career, I'm going to call and say that obviously I think we can all agree that the Chiefs are most likely going to be in the AFC Conference Championship game again this year or this coming playoff season.
Mm-hmm.
Their opponent, it's not going to be the Bills. It's not going to be the Ravens.
I think I know he's
It
going
is
to
going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is the AFC title game or the Super Bowl?
AFC title game.
Steelers
And
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I kind of like the sound
Dude,
of
I hate both teams, but I would kill if the Steelers were a team because they've been questioning Mike Tomlin for 3 years now. I would kill if the Steelers gave them a little whomping. Like TJ Watt just came over and smoked Mahomes.
Okay.
Chris Allen, I don't, it kind of looked a little Mahomey, right?
I don't know, Jim. It seemed a little Mahomey.
Dude, I would love nothing more than a Chiefs first round exit would be the greatest thing of all time. Like losing to a Ravens or Steelers team that lost by like a field goal in a winner in game for the division. But I thought about this the other day, Chris, and I said there's only two teams I want in the NFC for the Super Bowl, and that's either the Lions or the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles won by a mile, but if it's not us, the Lions would be a great second. The AFC competitor for the Super Bowl, dude, a Bills Super Bowl against the Eagles or Lions, lit.
Talking about that for a couple of years now.
Yeah, a Steelers Lions Super Bowl or Steelers Eagles, a Pennsylvania Super Bowl,
dude. First off, that would be hilarious because
we just call it the Civil War. That's all we call it.
Pittsburgh's like a 6-hour drive from here, which is crazy because we're in the same state. It's how big PA is. But
I know I've made that drive. It's long.
I hate it. Any two teams, like
not name the Chiefs or 49ers
because the Chiefs had enough. Any two teams that can throw on a good tailgate, have great fans, deserve to be in those two spots.
Yeah. NFL, I know you have your scripts. I know you have the refs doing things certain ways, allegedly.
They have Scorsese, right?
Please, for the love of God, no more Chiefs versus Niners. Nobody cares. The Niners will never beat the Chiefs. The Niners are a garbage can franchise who had a couple lucky runs. It took a Dan Campbell bad play call to get you guys in last year. You guys had no business being in the Super Bowl. And the year before, when you guys were, the Eagles, they've injured Brock Purdy. You could have put Joe Montana out there. That Eagles team in 2020 was beating you by 30. It didn't matter, okay? And then when you guys lost in 2019, you had Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback. You had a loaded roster, and you still lost to Mahomes. I was actually rooting for the Chiefs back then because I still hated the 49ers back then. So,
yeah, I did too.
Listen, the only way I'm accepting a Chiefs AFC win is if they are playing our Eagles. Because I want a rematch. I want blood.
Well, it's so funny, though, because when that first Super Bowl came around, 95% of the country outside of Dallas, Texas, and Kansas City were Eagles fans.
Yeah.
So anybody the Chiefs are playing besides the 49ers, I don't think there's ever going to be a split in who they want to win. I think people want Mahomes to lose so bad.
Cowboys?
And he's such a good Cowboys another one. My bad.
No, literally the worst nightmare Super Bowl for me is a Cowboys Chiefs Super Bowl.
Dude, I wouldn't watch it. I think I would like find some
we beat them last regular season there, dude.
I think I'd find some alternatives to that Super Bowl. I'd probably like pick up like drawing or something, draw like hand turkeys or like go like extensive travelings to places I've never been. There's so many alternatives I'd rather do than watch that Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah, I know. If that's Super Bowl, we can do a things we'd rather do part 2.
Yeah, but that's got to happen though.
I know it won't happen because Dallas is mathematically limited. I love how this dude is just talking smack about Sirianni still. When
Sirianni wrong, by the way.
Yeah, I know he spelled it wrong. Also, to quote Chris Brown, I don't see how you can hate from outside the club. You can't even get in.
Oh God, no way! Look
at
me now.
The Panthers are going to be bad for another 10 years because David Tepper's their owner. He is literally Dr. Evil as an owner.
Yeah, I actually I got a couple friends that are Panthers fans. So I don't really.
How much am I going to fine my quarterback for not throwing a touchdown? $1 million.
We got Panthers, dude. You remember? You see how excited Bryce Young was? They said he was like a little kid getting like an A on a test.
Bro, I was so happy for him. winning.
I
on
was too.
Sunday.
I was like,
Dude, he looked good. And I mean, listen, the Giants defense but their pass rush is incredible. But the Giants,
Nate, you're right on your
Matt,
upset.
what did you just send us in the group chat? That guy's Twitter name is wild.
It involves Frank the Tank.
All right.
Frank the Tank rocks, dude.
Frank the Tank is the dude. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Korner Podcast.
Oh, my God.
I am your host, Jared. That is our producer, Nate, and my two co-hosts, Chris and Matt. We'll be back on Thursday. And so will Dom. Dom's back on Thursday, boys. Dominator's back. He's excited. I'm going to try to also get Subi for Thursday.
Subi? Ooh, college basketball's coming.
I was trying to tell him that. He hasn't responded yet, but then again, Subi's kind of...
Part 3 of Subi gives me a parlay.
I appreciate that he acknowledges that he just can't stand Eagles fans with fan bias. But
this guy rocks.
Hashtag Subi knows, boys. We're bringing it back.
Subi knows.
Also, by the way, Little Subs is a real thing because congratulations to Subi. I think we brought it right before the NFL draft, but Subi is a dad now.
Ooh, congratulations, Subi.
Yeah, Little Subs.
Little Subs.
Little Subs.
That's
Mini
a little
subs.
Subs.
Little
That's a real
Subs.
thing. So those who don't know, Subi is our college basketball expert. He's a Arizona grad, and he is honestly one of the smartest basketball minds we know. So hashtag Subi knows became a thing. And we cannot also, he's a devout New England sports fan. So, but he's like the realistic one that isn't like brain dead and a little crazy. Kevin. No, I'm just kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this kicks off obviously part 1 of our 6-year anniversary week. I just want to give a quick shout out to these 4 guys here for being amazing, being great co-hosts, producers, everything else. And also give a quick shout out to, let me see if we run the names down quick. Kevin, JD, Savannah, Mark, Patrick, Samir, yes, even Samir, Mason, and anybody else who filled in for my co-hosts until these lovely group of gentlemen came through. Oh, and of course, Grayson. Forgot about Grayson for a second. Man who literally looked like an FBI documentary on one show because his lighting was so bad. So you saw a black silhouette with a microphone. It was great. Matt remembers those days. Shout out to our boy Grayson, killing it in Dallas, Texas. Anyway, we appreciate you stopping by. Shout out to Belly Up Sports, obviously, for making the show what it is today. This has been episode 306 of the Korner Booth Podcast. You want to check out our sponsors. We have links, obviously, on our link tree. Cannabis.com, promo code BELLYUP 20 for 20% off. Righteous Felon, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off at checkout. And SeatGeek, promo code BELLYUP Sports for $20 off your first purchase. I'm actually working on trying to get us some new sponsors for just the Korner Booth. A couple of them are gums, beers, stuff like that. Stuff I use and I'm actually a big proponent of. I figured it'd be kind of a nice thing for us to change up. You can thank TikTok for that. But that being said, I am Jared. That's Nate. Matt, Chris just dropped out, but he'll be back momentarily. We hope you guys had a great week. We'll see you Thursday to kick off Eagles and Commanders live from the link at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, showtime for our 8:15. Our show will obviously kick off at 7. We'll be off air by 8:15. Don't worry, Eagles fans. We will make sure we will speed run the show on Thursday. That being said, gentlemen, have a great night. We will see you guys Thursday. Peace.